There's just something about us human beings, isn't there? I mean, sometimes in life, we have to try things for ourselves and we have to learn our lessons the hard way. Like they say, sometimes we have to feel to learn, unfortunately. And if you reflect back to when we were young, and when someone said, whatever you do, don't touch that hot stove because it will burn you. What did we do? 9 times out of 10, curiosity would get the better of us. And we just had to touch it. And when we did, of course, we found out that they were right. We found out it was hot and it did burn us. We simply had to find out the hard way. And just recently I was reading an article that highlighted the exact same point. So the author wrote that I remembered one time when I was a little boy, maybe 5 or 6 years old, I learned a lesson the hard way. He said my dad owned a hardware store and he used to keep razor blades in his desk drawer. One day while I was fooling around in his desk drawer, I picked up the box of razor blades and I carefully looked them over. They were individually wrapped in cardboard sleeves. I guess for some reason that made them seem so interesting to me, as it was the first time that I was seeing razor blades. Of course, I was intrigued by them. My dad saw me looking at them and said, don't ever take those out of the cardboard sleeves, whatever you do. And whatever you do, make sure you don't ever touch one, okay? They are really sharp and you will get cuts. So of course I answered, okay, but from that moment on, they fascinated me. I walked away from the desk, but they just kept playing on my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about those razor blades. I'd never seen razor blades in a cardboard sleeve before. And I really wanted to unwrap one. I just had to know how sharp they really were. So of course, as you can guess, when no one was looking, I went back to my dad's desk. I slowly opened the drawer and I gingerly took out one of the cardboard sleeves. With my heart racing, I turned it over in my hands. And then I carefully took the blade out of the sleeve. And yep, of course, you guessed it. I ran it right across my finger to see what will happen. Of course, to my horror, the skin split wide open and blood started pouring out. And it hurt like hell. Of course, my dad picked the exact moment to come back into the office. He saw what had happened and he grabbed my finger to make it stop bleeding. Thankfully, of course, I didn't need stitches. But as he was painfully and patiently washing and bandaging the cut, he asked me in disbelief, why did you do exactly what I told you not to do? Why indeed? What is it about us human beings that we don't take good advice sometimes? Especially that advice that will prevent us from doing stupid things. I urge you this morning, don't be like the author above. Now, I'm not saying that you should take advice from everyone, but if you have asked advice from a person who has good experience in life and has proven that they love and care about you and they most definitely know more than you, and most definitely I suggest that you take that advice. Taking good advice is a very important perspective. By embracing the wisdom and guidance of others, you open yourself up to new perspectives. You open yourself up to new opportunity and opportunities for growth. Remember, seeking and accepting good advice is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness, and it is a powerful tool for personal and professional success. The other point I want to share with you this morning is always take good advice regardless of who is giving it. When considering advice, it is value. When considering advice, it is a good trait to weigh up the advice independently of who is offering it. Wisdom can manifest in unexpected places, and overlooking advice based on its source alone can limit your personal growth and development. So why is it crucial to remain open-minded and receptive to wisdom regardless of who imparts it? First of all, wisdom knows no boundaries. Wisdom transcends social status, age, or even background. Valuable insights can come from anyone, irrespective of their position or their experience. And by being open to advice from all quarters, you enrich your understanding and you broaden your perspectives. It will, of course, help you to embrace diversity of thought. Every individual brings a unique set of experiences, a unique set of insights to the table, and by embracing advice from a diverse range of sources, you expose yourself to a variety of viewpoints. And of course, it will help you to overcome your biases. Extremely, extremely important. Some of the most valuable lessons come from the most unexpected places. And by remaining receptive to advice from all sources, you open yourself up to learning opportunities that might otherwise have passed you. And I want to give you two scenarios. Imagine you are walking down the the sidewalk. You're walking down the sidewalk and you walk past a drunkard at the side of the street. As you're going past, all of a sudden he stands up and he says, "Oh, my son, whatever you do, live good with people." And then he goes back into his own trance. Compare that to a friend, a trusted friend who might be encouraging you into a vice. Two scenarios. On the one hand, there is a drunkard, and that is the last place you would expect a good advice to come from. On the other hand, there is a good friend, a trusted friend, and that is the last place you would expect advice to come from. The point is, learn to decipher the message without looking at the messenger. Regardless of who is saying it to us, as long as it is something good, you should take it on board. So in conclusion, the ability to discern good advice, irrespective of its source, is a hallmark of wisdom. By remaining open-minded, by embracing diversity of thought and cultivating humility, you can tap into a wealth of insights that can and most definitely will enrich your life and will guide you to a path of personal growth and fulfillment. Finally, I want to say to you, remember, the essence of true wisdom lies not only in seeking good advice, but also in recognizing its values, regardless of who offers it and regardless of which source it comes from.